Have you ever wondered what it would be like to just ... disappear? To vanish without a trace, leaving behind a life, a family, and a mystery that might never be solved. Today, we're delving into the shadows, exploring some of the most baffling and chilling unsolved disappearances in history. These are the stories that defy explanation, the cases that will keep you up at night, questioning everything you think you know. So, lock your doors, turn down the lights, and prepare to enter a world where people simply step out of existence. Our first case takes us to the eerie Bennington Triangle in Vermont. Between 1945 and 1950, at least 5 people vanished in this area under incredibly strange circumstances. The first was Middy Rivers, an experienced 74-year-old hunting guide. He was leading a group, walked ahead of them, and was never seen again. The only trace found was a single rifle cartridge in a stream. A year later, college student Paula Jean Weldon went for a hike on the long trail and disappeared. Despite one of the largest searches in Vermont's history, nothing was ever found. Then there was James Tedford, a veteran who boarded a bus home. Witnesses saw him sleeping in his seat, but when the bus arrived at its destination, he was gone. All his belongings, including his luggage and an open bus timetable, were still on his seat. It's as if he'd vanished into thin air while the bus was in motion. Local folklore speaks of strange lights in the sky, Bigfoot-like creatures, and even a man-eating stone. But the truth remains elusive, lost somewhere in the dense woods of the Bennington Triangle. Next, we travel to Australia for a case that has puzzled investigators for decades: the disappearance of the Beaumont children. On Australia Day, 1966, 9-year-old Jane, 7-year-old Anna, and 4-year-old Grant Beaumont left their home for a day at Glenelg Beach, just a 5-minute bus ride away. They were expected back by noon. They never returned. Witnesses reported seeing the children playing happily on the beach with a tall, thin, blonde-haired man. They even bought snacks with a £1 note, money they didn't have when they left home. It seemed they trusted this man. A postman, who knew the children well, saw them walking away from the beach around 3 p.m., alone and seemingly happy. That was the last confirmed sighting. What followed was one of the largest police investigations in Australian history. Countless theories have emerged over the years, from them being taken by a cult to being victims of a notorious serial killer. Several hoaxes cruelly tormented the parents, who sadly passed away, never knowing what happened to their beloved children. The image of those 3 smiling faces remains a haunting symbol of innocence, lost in a mystery that grips a nation to this day. Let's shift our focus to the sky. On October 21, 1978, a 20-year-old pilot named Frederick Valentich took off for a routine training flight over the Bass Strait in Australia. What happened next is anything but routine. During his flight, Valentich radioed Melbourne's air traffic control to report a strange aircraft following him. He described it as having 4 bright landing lights and a long shape. He stated it was not an aircraft and that it was playing games with him, orbiting above his plane. Whose final, chilling transmission was, "It is hovering and it's not an aircraft." This was followed by 17 seconds of a strange, metallic scraping sound before the line went dead. An extensive air and sea search found no trace of Valentich or his Cessna 182. Theories ranged from him becoming disoriented and seeing his own lights reflected in the water, to staging his own disappearance. But the most tantalizing theory, fueled by his own words, is that he had a close encounter of the most terrifying kind. The Valentich case remains a classic in UFO lore and a profound aviation mystery. Now for a story that feels like it is straight out of a horror movie: the disappearance of Brandon Swanson. On May 14, 2008, the 19-year-old was driving home from a party in rural Minnesota when his car slid into a ditch. He called his parents for help. He was uninjured and told them he was near the town of Lind. His parents drove out to find him, keeping him on the phone. But they couldn't see his car lights, and he couldn't see theirs. They stayed on the line for 47 minutes, trying to locate each other. Brandon mentioned he could hear water and was walking along a fence line towards what he thought were the lights of Linde. Suddenly, in the middle of the conversation, he yelled an expletive, and the line went silent. Just like that, he was gone. His parents continued to call, but he never picked up again. Later, police found his car, but it was 25 miles away from where Brandon said he was. He was nowhere near Linde. This meant his parents were searching in the wrong place the entire time. Extensive searches of the area where his car was found, including the Yellow Medicine River, turned up nothing. What did Brandon see? What caused him to cry out and then vanish from a phone call with his own parents? The 47-minute phone call is a haunting record of a young man's final moments before he stepped into the unknown. The final case is perhaps one of the most famous and perplexing in American history: the disappearance of Judge Joseph Force Crater. On the evening of August 6, 1930, the 41-year-old New York Supreme Court Justice had dinner with friends at a restaurant in Manhattan. After dinner, he was seen getting into a taxi, waving to his friends, and saying he was heading uptown. He was never seen or heard from again. He became known as the missingest man in New York. The investigation revealed a hidden, complicated life. Crater had recently withdrawn large sums of money from his bank accounts and had destroyed several documents just before he vanished. He had a secret mistress and was entangled in the city's corrupt political machine. Did he flee to escape his troubles and start a new life? Was he silenced by the mob because he knew too much? Or was he the victim of a jealous lover or a political rival? For decades, sightings were reported from all over the world. A letter found after his wife's death suggested a theory involving mobsters, but it could never be proven. Judge Crater's disappearance left behind a legacy of corruption, scandal, and a void that has never been filled. These stories are more than just mysteries. They are human tragedies. They represent families left in limbo, living with the unending pain of not knowing. The empty chair at the dinner table, the unanswered phone calls, the hope that flickers but never dies. 2. Each case leaves us with a chilling question: how can someone just vanish? It forces us to confront the terrifying reality that the world is not always as safe or as understandable as we like to believe. There are cracks in the fabric of our existence, dark corners where the inexplicable can happen. From strange geographical anomalies and potential alien abductions to the dark secrets of the human heart. The explanations are as varied as they are unsettling. These individuals stepped out of their lives and into a question mark, leaving us to wonder, to speculate, and to remember them. What do you think happened in these cases? Do you have a theory about the Beaumont children, or what Frederick Valentich saw in the sky? Share your thoughts in the comments below. These stories deserve to be told, and the memories of the missing deserve to be kept alive. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the unknown. If you found these cases as fascinating and chilling as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into life's greatest mysteries. Stay safe and never stop questioning.